All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I told you I'd be making kind of a healthy 4th of July burger that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. One that's going to be pretty cool. When we actually think about a traditional burger and fries, you actually find that you have a lot of calories, there's a lot of challenges, a lot of fat. We want to get away from that. So today I'm going to walk you through how to make a healthier burger and fries. Literally half the amount of calories, and if you're on Weight Watchers like I am, you go from 34 points down to 11 points. That's going to give you a burger, fries, and dessert. So let's talk about what we're going to make today. So first we're going to do some carrot fries. I'm going to cut these carrots up so we can actually put them in the air fryer and get them going in there. We've got some 93% lean ground beef. I'm going to make these into quarter-pound patties. I have my scale right here so I can make sure that we're in a good spot. We're going to cut up some nice tomatoes. We've got some fresh lettuce, some onion that we're actually going to grill on the grill with the burgers. It's going to taste absolutely amazing. And then what we want to do is we actually want to do a really healthy dessert to go with it. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to cut up some strawberries and some blueberries so we can macerate them with a little bit of sugar so we can actually have a really healthy dessert. I call it my red, white, and blue dessert. It's great for the 4th of July. It's going to give you something that tastes awesome. I kind of equated, having that strawberry shortcake, but you don't have to do that. It's going to do some awesome work for you. It's going to taste great. It's going to be low in calorie, low points. Again, in this, if you're in Weight Watchers like I am, it's literally 1 point for the whipped cream, 1 point for the sugar. That's it. So we'll go through and cut up some of these strawberries real quick. We'll get some sugar in there. We've got some nice fresh blueberries that we can add in so we can make enough for 3 folks to have a nice dessert tonight. And then we're going to go through and cut up these carrots so we can make our carrot fries. One thing that's kind of cool is I try to get my cutting board. I try to cut all my fruits and vegetables at the same time. They've all been cleaned, so I'm not worried about any type of cross-contamination before I get any meat in here. When I get into meat, I try to use a different cutting board, right? So I'm not worried about something not being healthy as we go through there. So as you can kind of see, pretty easy to do. You go through, get a bunch of these really nice fresh strawberries. Great time of the year for strawberries. They're all ripe right now, so you're not worried about them. Early in the year, we always get excited in spring and start doing something, but they're not quite ripe yet. So this is a good time of year for that. Pretty easy. We'll go through, cut up one more, get some more blueberries in. And then what I like to do is just try to put in maybe, a teaspoon of sugar. We'll get this in the fridge so we'll get some good juices going. So we got our sugar right here. We're gonna put that in here. We're gonna put that right in the fridge. Get it going and get over and cut up some of these carrot fries for us. So carrot fries are incredibly easy. What we're going to be able to do is, I like to have a little trash bag when I'm going. These are super simple. All I did was wash these. I peeled them. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and cut these into squares, just like you would for regular fries. Now these are going to go in the air fryer. Not a ton of one time. These only take, roughly, let's call it, I think it's about 10 to 12 minutes at 375 in the air fryer. Come out super crispy. Again, you're not actually adding really any fat into it. You can add a little olive oil if you want. I like to put a little salt and pepper on these when I'm done to give it some flavor. But again, nothing crazy that you can go through and do. And these are awesome. I've always been a fan of sweet potato fries. My wife doesn't really like sweet potatoes. So this is a good option for us to substitute. I think they taste just like sweet potato fries, maybe not quite as sweet, but also not as many carbs. And again, it's 0 points on Weight Watchers for the carrots. So by going through and doing this, you're actually getting something really healthy. It doesn't take a lot of time to make, and I think they taste awesome. You don't even need anything with them. I don't put any ketchup or anything on them. I think just by themselves they taste good with a little salt and pepper. If you want, just like what we kind of do with asparagus, you can also throw in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Tastes pretty good. If you do that, you want to add in 1 to 2 points in there. But again, you can see it's really simple. Once these are peeled, you're just going to go through and cut them. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. So as I'm finishing up the carrot fries, one of the things I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut up my tomatoes to go with my lettuce and onion. So for this burger, we're going to do a cheeseburger with low-fat American cheese. I'm going to get that out in the grill in just a minute. We'll get the burgers formed up. But what I love to do ahead of time is kind of get everything ready to go. So you don't want your burger done. So I've already washed my lettuce. We've got some nice romaine. It's good to go there. What I like to do is I like to grill my onions. So I'm going to go through and cut my onion here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 2 really nice big pieces, just like this. This is going to go right directly on the grill. And what will happen is it'll cook all together. So when it's cooking with the burgers, these will all cook and they'll come out absolutely delicious. So you'll have that nice caramelized taste on the onion. Again, 0 points, not a lot of calories, you're good to go. I like to cut nice big slices on the tomato too. So same thing, you want your burger slices. You're gonna be doing this for roughly, I think we're gonna do 3 burgers today. I usually make a 4th. We got a couple of dogs. We get enough meat, it's a pound, so there's usually 1 left over. So the dogs kind of get their own, but they don't care about the veggies. So not a big deal there if we don't do that. So we're good to go right now. I'll cut 1 more slice on the tomato. So again, you see, not taking a whole ton of time. We've got our tomatoes ready. We've got our onions ready to go. We've got our lettuce. We've got our carrot fries all set up. Really nice and easy. Our dessert's already in the fridge. All we gotta do is let that cool down, let that sugar do its thing with the maceration. So again, 1 point for the sugar. It's gonna create some really nice juices. We'll be able to go back in there and get some great flavor. We'll add a little bit of Cool Whip to that. We use the low fat, so that's 1 point. So again, your whole dessert is 2 points. Your carrot fries are basically free. We're gonna talk in just a second about what's gonna cost some of the points. That's gonna be the burgers. So let me switch out my cutting board here. Let me get another cutting board so I can try to get these burgers ready. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some 1 pound burgers. No, sorry, 1/4 pound burgers. But what you'll see is we keep it really simple. So we're just gonna use coarse black pepper. We're gonna use garlic powder, and we're gonna use some really nice coarse salt. So it's 93% ground beef. 4 points on Weight Watchers, if you're actually doing Weight Watchers. But the calories are really low. For a 1/4 pound burger, you're looking at about 160 calories, which is great, right? You're not using a ton of calories. It's about 100 calories less than a regular burger. And when I actually add in the low-fat American cheese, what you'll see is we are actually significantly lower than we'd be. So this whole burger with the bun is roughly 7 points, right? So when you start adding everything together, and I'll talk about what you put on for what you like on there. I like A1 on my burgers. My wife tends to like ketchup and mustard. A1 is 1 point. Ketchup and mustard, I think for her is like 1 point. You get a little bit of points for the ketchup, so you're not adding a ton on. Then we add those buns in, right? And the buns give us a little bit of points too. So we want to make sure we stay in front of that. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so I get pretty good at the measurements. I'll measure 1 at a second to see if I'm close to those 1/4 pounds, because we got a pound of burger here. I think 1's probably a little bigger, but it doesn't have to be an exact science. As you're doing your burgers, you want to make sure they're all pretty even. A tip as you get ready to put them on the grill, you may have seen this before, always good to put a nice indentation in the burger so we can see. We'll go through and we'll put 1 thumbprint right in there. What that's going to let us do is have the burgers cook a little more evenly. So before I touch anything else, let me wash my hands so I can get in there and season these burgers up. And then we're going to head out to the backyard to get the grill going and get these on there. My wife, who is a little camera shy, is going to help me, and she'll get the carrot fries in the air fryer while we're doing this. So we'll be kind of all ready to go at the same time. We are going to toast the buns too. I'll show you kind of how to put your burger together so it actually comes out really nice. You don't want your burger to fall apart. You don't want the bun to be soggy, so we'll talk about how you kind of build that whole thing together. I wish I could take credit for it. I learned it from watching Gordon Ramsay. He did an awesome job and showed me how to make a great burger, and it's been a version I've used for a long time. And the thing you'll see in here too, and we'll talk about it when we go outside, is making sure that as you're making your burgers, you don't want them to dry out, especially with a really lean ground beef at 93%. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the burger is going to taste really good. It's going to stay juicy. So what'll happen is as we're building the burger, what you'll have is we'll actually put it on indirect heat first, and I'll show you how to do that in the grill in just a second. And then what'll happen is we're going to finish it over a seared heat. Those onions are going to go on there. They're going to be awesome. The carrot fries are going to taste delicious. So give me just a second. We'll see you outside. All right, so we're out by the grill now, getting ready to get the burgers put on, the onions put on. A couple things to keep in mind as you're setting up your burgers. One of the things you want to do is you want to make sure you set your grates up here. What we're doing is using a chimney. I'm a charcoal guy, so what I do is I have my charcoal basket here. This is going to let me set up some indirect heat. So what you'll see as I put this in here is I'm going to be able to keep my coals over to one side. That's going to let me set up a really cool zone to actually set up my grill to give me great heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the grate put on here, and one side's going to get really hot. I'm going to open up my grill grates here, on the top, so I have great airflow through. The bottom grate's open. So now what I can do is get my burgers put on this side. So I'm gonna prep that. We're gonna go on and just spray on a little non-stick spray. Again, I prefer to do that versus oil. It's gonna have me not use as many calories. So we get the whole thing set up. What I do then is I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna close up the grill. We'll let it get up to temperature. Once it does, we've got our burgers, we've got our onions kind of ready to go on the grill. This whole thing should cook fairly quickly. You're gonna think 4 to 5 minutes per side per burger. Once I get to about 350, indirect heat, then we'll get the cheese put on. We'll sear it really quickly. The onions are gonna go on right away so they can cook at the same time. So we have this really delicious, healthier 4th of July option that we'll be able to show you in just a minute. So as I come back over here now, like I said, I'm just waiting for the grill to come up to temp. What I like to do, again, you know, as I'm doing this, I'll set an alarm on my phone. You know, what happens a lot of times when you're cooking out here outside is you start to kind of forget what you were doing, and it goes really quickly. So you can either overcook your food. I'm also a huge fan of using a meat thermometer. I don't use it for a burger. I've been doing burgers long enough where I can kind of, you know, gauge where I am with a burger and kind of know where it is in its cooking process. And again, I know at 4 to 5 minutes on each side, then we get it over some direct heat. We want it to be a good medium. You don't really want to go much higher than that when you're cooking a burger that's this lean. As you go, you know, anything higher than that, it's going to get really dry, and our goal is not to dry out the burger. We want to get them set up really nice. So once I get the burgers on here, I'm going to let them cook. We'll get the onions on, we'll go grab the buns, we'll grab the cheese, and we'll come back out and we'll finish everything up. So stick with me. We'll be back in just a second. We'll get the burgers going, and then we'll show you how we put the whole thing together. All right, we're a couple minutes in now. We want to check on our onions, see how they're coming along. So they're cooking pretty nicely. Again, we want these as close to the heat as we can. We want these to really cook up and get caramelized. That's going to give us the best flavor. Burgers probably still need another minute or so before I'm going to flip them the first time. You know, you want to make sure that you get that good sear on the bottom before you flip them over. Then once we get to that burger to that second side, we'll add the buns on there. We'll get them nice and toasted up. Nothing better than a good toasted bun to keep that, you know, soggy bottom from going away. We're going to use the lettuce to do that as well. We'll kind of show you how you put the burger together to give you that best experience with the burger, so you get that best mouthfeel. It doesn't fall apart on you. So just a couple more minutes, and we'll show you how the burgers are coming along. All right, we're getting close where we want to get to. We've got the burgers over the direct heat. The onions are cooking up nicely. We've got the buns on the grill. So as you can see, we've got everything cooking up nicely. We don't want to overcook the burgers. Like I said, I'd rather have it be a little under than a little over with a burger like this without a lot of fat content. We'll let the buns just get a little bit of toast on them. The onions are coming along great. You can see it how dark and caramelized they're getting. Awesome right over the direct heat. We'll put the cheese on in just a minute, and then we'll be able to start making our burgers here. All right, so we have our burgers just about done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make my first burger out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my perfectly toasted bun, exactly how I wanted it. I'm going to put some A1 on here. So we're going to get a little steak sauce on the top, just a little bit. We're not going to use a ton. Again, we're looking at about 1 point for that. We want to take that really nice fresh lettuce. What we want to do is we want to break it in half. So when you get that lettuce broken in half, should fit right on the bottom bun for us. So we got that on there, perfect. We take our nice piece of tomato. That goes right there. Now, having that bun toasted is going to keep it from getting super soggy. So now all we have to do is add the burger onto the top. We've got our lettuce, tomato. I'm going to add my onion on after I add my burger. So let's see how the burgers are coming along. Is our cheese melted? Pretty good. I said maybe another 30 seconds or so. Our onions look awesome, so I'm looking forward to putting those on there. Give me another 15 seconds and we'll take those burgers off and get that cheese on there. So what's always kind of cool in this is I love to cook for the family. Always looking for better, healthy ways. If you guys can see over here, we have 2 charcoal grills, 2 smokers. This is the area I spend a lot of time in the backyard. And I love to cook. The problem is, you know, the reason I got the 320 pounds is I love to cook everything. Make brisket, pulled pork, ribs, wings, kind of the whole 9 yards. And it wasn't always the healthiest. So what I've tried to do recently is find more healthy versions of the food I love. And I love a good burger. I love fries. You know, you want dessert. It's 4th of July weekend coming up. We want to make sure we have a great meal. So we're gonna finish this up right here. Let's check on these burgers. We're gonna put one here on the bun, cut into it, and hopefully we get a nice, juicy, delicious burger that came out exactly how we wanted it. So we're gonna put this guy on here. I am gonna go in and add a couple of onions on here. These are cooked perfectly. So if you take a look, you can see how soft they are, how easy they come off. You get that nice color. You don't want that raw onion, it's too strong. So we'll get that on there too. Let's add our topper. Come on over here. Let's cut right into this bad boy and see how she came out. So let's see, we have a nice, perfect medium burger is the goal. And I would say we have a delicious medium burger, nice and juicy, at 93% lean ground beef. 7 points for the burger with the bun, with the cheese, with the A1. Awesome. We're gonna go inside, we'll check on those carrot fries, and then we'll make dessert afterwards. All right, we got our burger done, cut into it, we showed you, we got the carrot fries ready. So as you can see, delicious, look just like sweet potato fries. Come out and cook perfect, a nice little sweetness, doesn't need anything with it. We got this delicious burger that looks amazing. Again, super juicy, a nice medium, just like everything you have at a restaurant. But again, 93% fat-free, you know, low-fat cheese, everything in there. You can see when you bite into it, super juicy, amazing flavor. That salt and pepper come through. A little of the garlic powder. You get your fresh vegetables with the nice lettuce, the tomato, that caramelized onion tastes amazing. Again, you add in with your fries. If you don't tell your friends these aren't sweet potato fries, you're gonna be blown away by how good they are. And again, nice and crispy, taste awesome. Again, chewy enough, good flavor. So just an awesome opportunity to give a great healthy meal to your friends and family over the 4th. And we'll come back in just a few minutes once I eat my burger, and we'll walk through that dessert and what that looks like. All right, so we finished our burger. It was delicious, perfect medium, came out really well. And like I said, traditionally, if you would have that burger and fries, you're about 1,000 calories, maybe a little bit over. Actually about 1,250 when I actually put all the math together. What we just had right there was good for about 650 calories. Again, much lower fat. If you're on Weight Watchers, we went from 34 points down to 11, and that's if you factor in you have a regular burger, fries, and a piece of strawberry shortcake. What you'll see now is we have our dessert for tonight, and what that was those berries we showed you earlier that we cut up, fresh blueberries, fresh strawberries. We put a little sugar in there to get them to macerate, and all that does is get a little bit of juice out of the berries, so you get some really good flavor. So we go in and add that in there, put in a couple of tablespoons of Cool Whip. Light, again, low calorie. You know, the light, I don't taste the difference in the light and the regular, but again, on Weight Watchers, it's 1 point, so you're not adding a ton of points. So this whole dessert with the sugar, the berries, and this is 2 points. It's about 100 calories, so again, a really nice, healthy, fresh, low-calorie summer dessert that's awesome on the 4th of July. That'll give you some great flavor. So hopefully you like this video. You guys got something out of it. You can get some really cool cooking tips. We'll be doing cooking videos once a week as well, kind of walking through some options and things you can do on the grill or using the air fryer, which I love. I like to do some sous vide cooking, so some immersion cooking. I'll show you how to use some of that to make some healthier food. So until next time, thank you guys.